My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And our videos are brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. BETU Play to Earn is the world's first play-to-earn sports and esports betting game. Check it out now at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. And ODDSJAM. ODDSJAM.com has the fastest real-time data from all the sports books, and it helps you spot discrepancies and make sure that you hit your spots and get the best odds available for every single fight and every single sporting event. Check them out now at ODDSJAM.com. Next up, at UFC Columbus, we have David Dvorak versus Matheus Nicolau. Matheus Nicolau is 17-2 overall. He's 4-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off a win over Tim Elliott back in October. David Dvorak, 20-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, and he has not lost a fight since 2012. 10 years since that guy lost the fight. And David Dvorak is a striker with nice forward pressure and activity. He has really nice low kicks, and he pairs that with solid boxing. He's fundamentally sound and very good overall. While he has no takedowns in the UFC, he was able to showcase his scramble and jiu-jitsu skills in his last fight with a submission win over Juan Camilo Honderos. Matheus Nicolau is a good, clean striker who's technical but not comfortable, so he can be robotic at times in his striking. It just doesn't look like it flows as nicely as it should be, but he's doing the things he's supposed to do. His feet are where they're supposed to be. His hands are where they're supposed to be. Honestly, it just looks like somebody who's following a playbook. It doesn't feel very natural. Matheus is a very competent grappler, though, and with takedowns in 4 of his 5 UFC wins. When he gets you to the ground, he will stick with control. He'll work towards submissions when they present themselves instead of just chasing and forcing. He's not really creating scrambles. He's enjoying the control time and then plotting from there. I think this is a fun fight, and I mentioned this in a lot of my breakdowns. There are fights where my brain and my gut completely disagree, and in this one, it's doing the same. My brain is telling me that these guys are pretty evenly matched on the feet, but Matheus is the better grappler with better wrestling. So how could I not pick him, right? No, you're waiting until I'm done. So how could I not pick him, right? They're even on the feet, and he's got the better grappling. But my gut is telling me that David is actually more comfortable everywhere, and maybe they're kind of even on their feet, but David's comfortability striking should give him that edge there. And even in fights where he was out-grappled, like against Bruno Silva, the little Bruno Silva, he stayed composed, and he made that up in the striking changes and won that fight. The odds makers have a slight lean towards Dvorak. I'm on the other side. It's always hard to pick against a guy who has more ways to win, and I think Nicolau just has a few more ways to win, but this is close. I think it's a toss-up. Yeah, you had your hand, a skinny dweeb in the back.
How did you pick this fight, or did you just say it's close? Did you make a pick?
I picked Nicolau.
Okay. You're supposed to, I was raising my hand because you were like, my brain and my gut. I think you're supposed to follow your heart. Is what I think you're supposed to do, not your gut. But
I don't have a heart. Ask my wife. I don't have a heart.
All right. Yeah, I think Nicolai's a play here, but somebody mentioned it in the live chat. This is a complete toss-up because on the feet, these guys are almost carbon copies of each other with their speed. I don't think anyone's gonna have a speed advantage. I don't think anyone's gonna have a power advantage. I think they're carbon copies of each other. Dvorak is probably a little bit more technical. Nicolai can get a little bit more wild, but I think that's almost an advantage in this fight. He's gonna look like he's the more aggressive fighter in the striking to the judges, and I think this is probably gonna be a judge's decision, just a back and forth fight. And you mentioned the grappling too. Nicolai. If I'm coming in this fight and I'm Nicolai, I don't force the grappling, but I definitely look for those opportunities. Even if you can't get the takedowns, you got to look for those opportunities because that's what's going to separate rounds. It's going to be if you can get a takedown, that could be the difference between winning and losing this fight per round. So I'm going Nicolai in this matchup. If Dvorak maybe comes out and uses some offensive wrestling, we haven't really seen that, but, maybe he comes out. It's going to be tough against Nicolai. Tim Elliott in that last fight was 1 for 10 on takedowns against Nicolai, and he was fighting. I mean, we know Tim Elliott, and we saw him against him. He was fighting for those takedowns, and he still couldn't get Nicolai really to the ground. So if I'm Nicolai, if you don't play the striking game, that's fine. But I think the path to victory is look for those opportunistic takedowns, win your rounds, win the fight, get out of there, and move on. Because this is almost like a title eliminator at this. They're both, I think, ranked guys up in the top 10, around the top 10. So my pick is going to be Nicolau, but this is very, very close.
Yeah, it's super close. I'm on the other side of the odds makers. I like the slight underdog in Nicolau. This is a perfect fight. A few of you I see in the live chat are somewhat confident in your pick. This is where OddsJam is perfect, because if you love Nicolau here, or even if you love Dvorak, go to oddsjam.com, sit on those odds. They literally pull in, like they have API feeds into the books. They pull those odds in constantly. They're constantly updating. They're not all in sync. There's always one that's just sleeping, forgot to change it, didn't change it. Maybe that book's not getting the same money as others. So you can exploit those if they're falling behind. You see all the odds in one place, jump on one right there, blah, blah, blah. What do you need?
On Twitter, I put a poll up every week to ask who they think my lock of the week's going to be, and Nicolau was the top voted, so you guys are idiots. It really was the top voted, but no, that's not it.
Or you're the idiot because he should be and he isn't. Either way,
we'll see.
I love $7,800 in DraftKings, to be honest with you, because I think it's a busy fight. I do think he works in takedowns. He's averaging almost 2 per fight. That's 10 points right there, plus a 30 for a decision win. So I like him to win. Under $8,000, I like Nicolau quite a bit in DraftKings. What do you think?
I think people are saying skip like we're doing the live card parlay right now, but yeah, DraftKings. I like Nicolau a lot at that $7,800 because I agree it's gonna be a lot of points and the win. I love it.
Cool. And then Monkey Knife Fight, 68 strikes to 73. This may be a more. I mean, these guys might go at it. 73 is a little high if Nicolau works in some of those takedowns, though. So this could be a more or less, but they're very evenly matched. It's expected to go to a decision. I expect it to go to a decision. So I have to imagine it's going to be more and more with Monkey Knife Fight.
Yeah, these are flyweights, and they both are very dynamic strikers. I think it's definitely a more play.
Yep, check that out at WeWantPicks.com/MKF. It's daily fantasy, super easy. There's an app on your phone, and you can play these lines. They do move throughout the week as money comes in. WeWantPicks.com/MKF. And if you want a $50 giveaway bonus, WeWantPicks.com/bets. We got 5 partners. Jump into any one of them. My favorites are BetUS or my Bet Online. Jump in, make a deposit. Let us know after you do. We send you $50 as a thank you for supporting us and our partners.